Hello and welcome. I'm Raziel, and I'm somewhat annoyed. So, here's the thing. I'm not so annoyed about the price rise. I'm annoyed that it made me sound like a liar when I didn't think it was going to happen. But, fool me once, shame on you. Anyway, what I'm going to be annoyed about is there's going to be a load of negative videos about it from the same people complaining about Games Workshop and their price rise, complaining about how bad the company is. And I'm not defending Games Workshop, by the way, I'm just stating what they're going to say. It's just that, nothing else, nothing more. Nothing less, nothing more. Just stating what they're going to say. We've heard it before, we hear it every year, now we just had to wait an extra 6 months for this one. However, here we go. Here's the thing, the price rise is happening just before Christmas, right? October. So what could we do about it? What could these YouTubers do about it? What could these people on social media do about it? Oh, that's very simple. First things first, clarify, I have nothing against 3D printing, but I cannot endorse 3D printing in this endeavour. The reason being, 3D printing takes money out of a wargaming market. Okay? It doesn't add to it, which just means Games Workshop remains with the same percentage of the market. If you want to hurt Games Workshop, you've got to lower their market value. 3D printing doesn't do that. I'm sorry, it doesn't. Now, maybe let's say this is a challenge to you YouTubers and you social media fellas and guys and girls and whatever and everything in between. Here it is. Talk about a different game. It's not difficult. So I'm sorry, One Page Rules, you're a fantastic game, but again, like I said, 3D printing takes money out of the wargaming market. We need money to remain inside it to make this change. And that's what people are going to do. Going to have to do. And they're going to have to go out and buy models from different companies. They're going to have to buy games from different companies. They're going to have to try something new. And not 3D print. I'm sorry, but like I said, there's nothing wrong with 3D printing. I have no issues with it. The point is, when you 3D print, you are taking money you're taking yourself out of the market, okay? You are removing yourself. You're not putting money into the market, you're taking yourself out, therefore giving Games Workshop the same percentage they've had anyway. You want to make the change, be the change you want to see. If you want Games Workshop to start losing their influence and everything like that, you have to play different games. You have to go and give your money to a different company. Now, before anyone goes and says, but what about you, Aziel? I do. I buy lots of Wild West Exodus. I freaking love Wild West Exodus. I have all the Warrior Nation models. I've just finished my Union posse. I've just finished my Lawman posse. I'm going to be working on my Watchers next. And I don't know what after that. I'm thinking just continuing making a Lawman army, actually. But we'll see. Anyway, that's it. What I'm saying. You have to start buying other models. If you want Games Workshop to change, you're going to have to give them a reason to change. You're going to have to give them competition in the wargaming marketplace that is actually quite severe. You're going to have to give them a reason not to do it, because why would they not do it if you're going to keep buying it? Okay? Why would they say, why should we not do price rises? They're still going to buy it. They're still going to play our games. They're still going to suckle at our teeth and hope for the next one while they complain. Yeah. That's what's going to happen, by the way. Like, seriously. I don't see why people don't think Games Workshop are like that. That's how businesses work. If they do something you don't like, but you continue buying their products after they've done the thing you don't like, they do not care. They're still making the money. You stop buying their products after the thing they like. By the way, not a boycott. I'm not asking for a boycott. I'm not saying for a boycott, okay? If you want to boycott away. Do what you want. What I'm saying is, you're just feeding them. You're treating them for poor behavior. You're praising poor behavior by continually buying their products, rather than going out and saying, no, buy less, but go and buy a different company, okay? Go out and buy a different company's games. We are not starved for choice here. It's not like there's nothing else out there to play. There's loads out there. You will even find that there's probably a lot more people playing these games than you think in your area. But everyone's probably got the same idea that no one's playing these other games. Everyone's playing Warhammer. Go out, take a look, see what else is being played. Facebook is great for seeing other people in social media where you can see what other people are playing, you know? Mantic has quite a big community. Warcradle has quite a big community, and their community is actually quite active when they talk to each other. It's a very personal community in between the developers and the customers. They are the only one that actually has groups which are run by the developers and allow people to talk to them. Okay? Go out there, try something new, look at different models, and do something about it. Don't just sit there and complain. Don't just come and go, oh my god, it's another price rise. Look, I'm annoyed that it made me look like a liar, right? I'm not taking the video down because I believe in keeping my mistakes. Okay? I made a mistake. I'm going to learn from it. I'm going to move on. So I think I'm just going to sort of round this video off to all those YouTubers that make their money from complaining about Warhammer and Games Workshop. I'm looking at you, Discourse Minis. I'm looking at you, Arch. Though neither of you will take up this challenge because you're both fucking chickens. Yeah, calling it out. You're both cowards. You ain't going to do this challenge. You won't even call me out on it. I might be small, but I don't give a shit how big you are. I don't. Talk about a different game for a month. All you negative Games Workshop fans, the ones who just want to complain, go and play a different game. Talk about a different game for a month. Do you know what? I'll do it. I'll talk about any other game for a month. I won't talk about Games Workshop from all of September. Right? September starts on Monday. I'm not going to talk about Games Workshop for all of September. Because there's loads I want to talk about right now. And actually my video I want to do isn't even Games Workshop related. I was actually had a planned a different video for today. So, this is me somewhat annoyed. Knowing that we're going to get a deluge of complaining videos. And not one of them is going to try and fix the problem. Not one of them is going to talk about a different game. Not one of them will do anything to fix the problem. Because like I said, they're all cowards. I know there's a lot of people out there who do talk about different games. Mordian talks about Warlord a lot. Outer Circle is making a new game to compete with Games Workshop. So is Northern Exile. They are doing something. If you're doing something, good for you. Do you know what? I really hope you guys succeed, right? I want North to succeed. I want Outer to succeed with their projects. Okay? Because they're both big 3D printers. I did say, and I will say about it, 3D printing does take money out of the marketplace. I'm not going to change it, but the fact being they are doing something about it. They're actually trying to fix the problem by taking, the rules away from Games Workshop and making their own. Do you know what? Good for them. They're doing something. Mordian talking about Warlord a lot more. Good for him, right? They are doing something. What's Arch doing? Complaining about Games Workshop and the woke left. What's Discourse doing? Complaining about Games Workshop. You two can fix this. You two have the biggest audience in wargaming at the moment. You could really hurt Games Workshop, but like I said, you're both chicken. You don't want to lose subscribers. You don't want to lose your views. You just want to make sure that they keep coming in because that's easy. Sod to both of you. Do something. Fix it. Talk about different games. Take your viewers' eyes off Games Workshop. But anyone else who's negative, someone who just complains about Games Workshop, you do the same. Talk about a different game. Make a different game. I do not care. Do something, but just for the whole of September, do not talk about Games Workshop at all. None of that stuff. None of the politics. None of the thing to do with the community. Nothing. Do not mention anything from Games Workshop for a month. Right? I don't think they're going to do it. Like I said, the chickens, the cowards, they're yellow. And that's it. Anyway, enough of me rambling. I'm sounding like a man who's shouting at clouds. Just as well be, to be honest with you, to get more attention from them. And I'll see you all again in the next one. Have a great day, and I'll see you all again soon. If you wish to save money on wargaming, if you want to get Mantic's Kings of War at a decent price, if you want to get World of Exodus starter set, which is absolutely fantastic. Everyone should get it. If you want to get new posses for Wild West Texas, go down to Wayland Games down below for free delivery after £20. And there's a point system which comes up to like having a 1% off, and anything outside of War Cradle Studios, is up to 20% off. Because they own War Cradle Studios, it's the same with Mantic selling their stuff. They don't do a discount. Or same with Conquest, they don't do a discount, so you know how it works. Anyway, go there, try something new. There's loads of great games there. There's something that will surely catch your eye. Go ahead. Forbidden Planet for comics, DVDs, mangas, etc., etc., etc. Go there as well for some really cool stuff. There's my merchandise if you wish to support the channel personally, which would be great. Comics, t-shirts, stickers, cups, all the cool stuff. Skyforge, good friend of mine. Let's get him up the Google algorithm. And finally, Patreon business. Bye-bye.